Hi guys, it's Catherine Birch with the Life Balance Coach, and I am jumping in with this week's blog. And this week's blog is, have you found your happiness? Have you found your happiness? So as you all know, I am a life balance coach, and this is my blog that I post on my website, and I also share to my Instagram TV feed, and I sort of give you free content, and I prefer to do it via a video blog so that you can feel me and see me and get the emotion that's coming through. And I want to share top tips to help you get more balance in your life, because I was that woman that was completely out of balance. I was that woman that was working long hours, doing loads of overtime, getting no thanks for it, never seeing my friends and family, and my scales were tipping more towards work than they were towards things that I actually enjoyed. And about 3.5 years ago, I thought there has to be a different way, and there has to be my happiness out there somewhere. And it's so hard to find when you're not in the right headspace and you're so confused about where you're going, what you're doing. Maybe you're not enjoying your work, which I wasn't. Maybe you're feeling stressed and not actually having any time to do the things that you enjoy because you feel like you're getting consumed by everything else that's going on. So your work, your house, maybe your children, your family, and you start to build up this guilt about not spending time with certain people and not doing certain things, and guilt will eat you away inside, and it starts to tick over in your mind. So I want to talk to you today about how you can find your happiness, how you can log in and tap into it and spend some time channeling you. So there's a few steps involved in finding your happiness, because we get so wrapped up in the day-to-day things that go on, we just don't make any time to sit down in the quiet and really think about what we want. So my best advice to you would be to take some quiet time. Find half an hour to an hour where you're not going to be disturbed by your phone, by your partner, by work, by the children, and have a blank piece of paper in front of you and a pen. I want you to do what I call a mind dump. So I want you to write down the first things that come into your head about what makes you happy. So have that piece of paper and literally scribble down what makes you happy without thinking about it too hard, without thinking about it too difficultly, whatever's going to roll off your tongue, and you'll start to create like a bit of a list. Now you can do it as maybe a bubble, you know, the word happiness in the middle with a circle and a bubble off, or you could just write a list, or you could just scribble it on the piece of paper, whatever you feel comfortable doing. But think about the real core things that make you happy. Maybe some of the things you've forgotten about. Like for me, when I was at that crossroads, I really had forgotten about how I liked to have my nails done and how I liked to go shopping and see my family and spend time with certain friends. And I just never made time for that because I always thought I was too busy with work and commuting and running a household and all the other things that went on. But this is the key. If you're not doing things that make you happy and drive your happiness, you're not going to be performing at your best when you're in those other situations, because you're going to be out of balance. Because in the back of your mind, you're going to be feeling like, oh, I really want to do that, but actually I'm doing this. I really want to go and meet my friend for coffee, but I feel like I've got to do a load of washing. So if I don't do that load of washing, then we're going to get a build up, and then we're going to have ironing, and then your mind starts to work in overtime. So it's about creating and finding those things you love. So once you've got your list, have a serious sit down in the quiet and be honest with yourself and rate, okay, each point that makes me happy on a scale of 1 to 10, how much is that happening in my life right now? And you need to be honest with yourself when you assess this, because if you're not honest with yourself, you're never going to be able to move forward with it. The next step after that is to think about how you can plan that into your diary. So it sounds crazy, but do you know that 80% of the world don't plan? Don't have a diary, don't work to a schedule. And if you actually found that you could plan your days a little bit more effectively and slot some of these happiness things in throughout the week, you will start to feel more balanced. So you're probably going to have to start in small steps. So maybe finding an hour, 2 hours a week where you can pick something off your happiness list and you can write that in your diary, and you can spend some time doing that until you start to build up and feel like you can start to be more structured and organised and start to slot those things into the periods of time that you've got and the plots of time that you've got. It is going to take some time to let your mind adjust to this if you've not been doing it, because it's not the norm, and we revert always as humans and in our minds to the negative things that are happening, not the positive things that are happening. And these are the steps that I take. So every week I have a list beside my office desk of all the things that make me happy and the things that for me are going to keep me motivated and are going to make me feel like me. And I make sure that there's at least 2 or 3 things of that in my diary every week. So one of my things that makes me happy and keeps me balanced is having time to watch a movie. I love watching a movie. So last night, that was in my diary to watch a movie last night. So I chilled down and I watched a movie. It might be meeting up with a friend. So I try to meet up with one friend every single week for a social aspect, whether that's a drink, a coffee, something to eat. So I try to get that balance into my life. So that's kind of how I feel you should start with this going forward. There is so much more I can talk to you about drive and happiness and how to work that through your mind and how to remove those guilt blocks and those blocks of I should be doing this when I want to be doing this, because it's about changing your mindset. And as you all know, I'm a qualified life coach and counselling practitioner, and you can, on this website, if you go back to the Get in Contact page, you can fill out a little form and contact me for a free mini session if you want to talk about maybe having some one-on-one time, some one-on-one coaching to maybe help you deal with some certain situations. These are just things that I feel I can help you with on a short-term basis and give you some almost quick wins and top tips to get some balance back in your life. So I hope you're all having a great week, and I can't wait to speak to you soon.